One of the more interesting candidates from the Republican side of the bench, and I have to admit, I was kind of interested in the guy early on before I really started reading about him, is Rudy Giuliani. He's really, claims to be a leader, shows some leadership qualities. He's got one of the weirdest pasts that you've ever seen. I urge you to look, if you're a Republican and Democrat, just look very, very closely, and you'll see this long string of very odd behaviors, and ask yourself whether that's the man that you want to have the finger on the button of the nuclear trigger. He's got some real important claims that he made about 9/11. I think it really exposes his heart, his soul, and most importantly, his veracity.
I felt the same way you did, Mark, but when Rudy Giuliani first came on the scene, he seemed to be a plausible candidate. We liked what he did around 9/11 and the things that he said. But when you look closer at Rudy Giuliani, this is not a man who we should have as president of the United States. For one thing, he said that only Republicans understand the threat of terrorism, and only Republicans are tough enough to fight the terrorists. I mean, that is the dumbest, stupidest statement anybody ever made. And it just does nothing but divide this country. I mean, we all understand the threat of terrorism, and we should all join together and decide what is best to fight this battle. But recently he made another statement, and that is he was asked why he didn't take more precautions to protect the workers that were going through the rubble of 9/11. And he made the contention that he was one of them. He was on the scene as much as they were, and he was exposed to those hazards as much as they were, so he was really one of them.
Well, there you go again, just taking a little thing and turning it into a big thing. There were people that were working on the pile close to 24 hours a day that literally had to be taken off because they just wanted to keep going because they thought there was an outside chance that there might still be living victims underneath. And beyond that, it just became a way to deal with their hurt, the pain that they felt over the hit that our entire country had taken. Here's this guy standing in, taking a little thing, showing up, waving, shaking hands, and comparing himself to those people that undertook this Herculean task. There's no way this guy gets to be near the White House.
And when the sick and dying workers expressed outrage at Giuliani's statement and pointed out the fact that he wasn't down there sifting through the rubble and the dust and everything. I mean, he's up doing photo ops, and getting himself on camera, and he claims to be exposed to the same hazards. Then he came out with another statement that says, well, I didn't really mean what I was saying. What I was trying to do is express empathy for these workers. But if you look at the film clip, of him making that statement, he's got zero empathy. He's got zero empathy for those workers. He's got zero empathy for our soldiers. He's got zero empathy for Democrats in this country. I mean, this guy is a loser all the way around, and we need to get rid of him.